Welcome to Pot of Thunder, the recognized symbol of excellence in rock and roll podcasting, brought to you by Blue Microphones. They look great. They sound even better. You know who I am.
Slow down, Andy. Don't you hurt yourself. Or you go to the glue factory. Slow down, Andy.
I don't want to do that. You know me. It's your buddy Andy, America's little brother. As always, joined by that guy over there. He's stretching. He's ready. Yes, look at him go. Woo!
Oh, man.
Cloud of dust around him. Polka dancing his
Like
way.
Pigpen.
Across the podcast studio. Nick Polak.
Good evening, young gentlemen.
Good evening.
Andy, if you had a horse, like Slow Down Andy, he could eat your mohawks that you leave in the grass.
I don't leave mohawks. I'm
Yeah,
a good
well,
lawnmower.
No, you leave mohawks.
These are lies. You're spreading lies about me.
We'll let the people decide who they want to
Okay.
believe.
All right, that's fine.
We'll put a
see.
poll on the page.
How dare you say such a thing? All right, we're going to have to do that. And there he is, to Nick's immediate left, and also to my left, which is odd. But that's how it always goes. You want him. We got him.
I think we need a gunslinger. Somebody tough to tame this town. I think we need a gunslinger. And there'll be justice all around.
Put your hands together for the breakout star of the podcast medium. That's Chris L. We are Pot of Thunder, and we are ready to deliver a dynamite program. You guys ready? Or was I speaking out of turn?
Well, first I got to come clean about something to Nick, especially. Andy's been looped in on this, but
Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
I owe you guys an apology. I flipped off your mom this morning.
This is true.
Yes, I was. So
Okay, I got to hear this.
I was.
Did happen.
I was on my way to my dentist appointment. Okay, heading south on White Oak. And I see the green Land Rover coming up to the stop sign in that side street that, coming up to get onto White Oak from Andy's place.
Oh, no.
And naturally, I just assumed it was Andy. So just reflexively, my arm just extends out the window. And up goes the middle finger. And then I noticed it was a female behind the wheel, which doesn't necessarily mean it's not Andy, but
Dare you?
so when I got to the waiting room at the dentist's office, I go, "Were you driving the Rover just now?" And he goes, because I thought maybe it was his wife, which would not have been good either, but he goes, "My mom was." I go, "Well, I just flipped her off and brought."
She didn't have anybody else in there with her, did she?
Both of
The
my
kid.
children.
That's what I was, yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't look like she was looking in my direction, so
She
I
didn't
don't
say
know if
anything.
she,
I saw her not that long ago.
Well, she listens to every episode. Mrs. Jones, I apologize for flipping you off on Thursday, May 23rd, approximately 9 a.m.
No, she told me she saw it and she said this.
I don't fucking deserve this shit.
Well, that's true, but yes, formal apology to the entire Jones clan. Like I said, I think it's Andy. I reflexively just thrust my middle finger skyward. And,
That's fair.
yeah.
She was taking the kids down the street to get their dance pictures done while I stayed home and worked. So
Get their dance pictures done and
get the finger.
get the finger.
Yeah. What a morning.
Yeah, so
They're probably
anyway.
they'll sleep well tonight.
Yeah. So now I've cleared that off the street, so we can proceed now.
Oh, man.
I said, girls, do you want to go out for dinner tonight? They said, no, Daddy. We don't ever want to go outside ever again. It's scary out there. There's bad people.
It's a
out
wild world, Dad.
there. Yeah. No, thank you.
These random assholes driving by, flipping people off.
At least you didn't lay on the horn while you did it or something.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
you didn't draw any extra attention to yourself.
At least there were no...
A bonsai mood while
gonna
driving. That would have been something.
Especially in that short of notice. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
You'd have had to have basketball shorts on to pull that off.
Yeah, I tend not to go outside of the house and that sort of thing.
Well,
So
you know, the day this show's released, you can go outside in basketball shorts because it's Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Got that in just under the wire as the jet was approaching.
and the pilot had his middle finger extended to us as
saw
he
that.
flew over. So thinking it was just Andy.
My
but-
mom was flying the other airplane.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So you can wear white basketball shorts, right? Is
Oh,
that,
that's
is that
right.
still a rule?
I
You
don't
can,
know if
you
anyone...
can wear your whites now.
Does anyone care? I don't know if anyone
No,
cares about wearing...
They don't.
Maybe
but
they do. Maybe they don't. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Whoever made that's another one of those arbitrary rules that just nobody needs to pay attention to anymore. It's ridiculous. Who cares?
Yeah. All right. So, Memorial Day. My pick. Oh, this is going to be bad. Strap yourselves in. It's going to get ugly.
Well, the good news is it's a U.S. holiday, so probably nobody's going to be listening in this country.
Only
so,
the Australian
yeah.
listenership.
That's right. Canadians, Australians,
Mexicans.
not really.
Do we have any Mexican listeners?
For some reason, I mean, I'm not going to say there's zero, but
But not that we know of.
no,
Wow, a whole country.
South Americans, then.
we don't do
Wow.
great down there.
What?
You know, we got some English
Outrage.
buddies. Australia, Canada, enormously popular. over there.
Scandinavian.
Yeah,
Scandinavia.
Sweden.
Mhm.
One German guy. He's one of the original listeners.
Is he still around?
Yeah, I hear from him once
That's
in a
good.
while. Our
I'm
buddy
happy.
Daniel.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, yeah. Some listeners I noticed I don't hear from at all anymore.
Well, that happens. People grow out of it, or
Yeah.
they wanted to stick with the Kiss thing, and they're not interested in anything else.
Yeah.
Or we offended them somehow.
No.
No,
Let's.
Or they're still listening and they just don't feel like reaching out.
That could be.
You know.
Maybe they've communicated with us, and they were underwhelmed. They said, "All right, I'm just going to listen."
Maybe
I don't
Chris
need-
Chris gave their mom the finger
Yeah, I just randomly told
Via-
them to fuck off. in
via
some
via
capacity.
messenger.
Yeah, there's a
He's like,
Face-
what's your mom's profile?
What kind of car does she drive?
middle finger. Yeah, they said Chris had, they inboxed him, and he just responded with a middle finger instead of a thumbs up. Without
Yeah, it
even
was,
reading
you
their
know,
comment.
It's not oppressively hot today, just nice temperature. So I had the windows down. It was full extension of the arm out
The
there.
naked gun that
Direct.
scene,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
exactly.
the driver's
right.
ed scene.
Yeah,
Yes.
but Chris needed no step-by-step instruction.
No, it just immediately flung toward the car. And I looked and saw that it was some sort of woman behind the wheel.
He thought, oh,
Naturally, I was concerned that it was his wife.
So she has
that
no
would have
idea-
been really bad.
She
for
has
me.
no idea that this happened.
I told her.
Oh, you did tell
Yeah.
her.
Oh, you
Okay.
did tell her.
Yeah, I told her right away. I told you I said I'm going to tell her right away, and I told
Oh,
her
I
immediately.
don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, she knew about it. That's my apology.
She may see you around town now
Mm-hmm.
and return the favor.
Yeah. I deserve it.
Hopefully, the little ones in the back seat won't be doing the same thing. But
Yeah, they'll do it soon enough. They'll be exposed to it from somebody else.
Yeah. I got the tap back, haha, laughed at the message when I sent it to her. So, bomb diffused. We can proceed.
She
Mom.
brings me dozens of barbacoa tacos.
what's wrong
and
with
what
you?
does she get in return? The middle finger right in her face.
unbelievable.
It's on a random Thursday morning
Mm-hmm.
in our wonderful little community of Munster, Indiana. It's to be violated in that way.
Terrible, terrible, terrible
Yes.
thing.
Well, I've cleared my conscience, so I think we can move on.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Well, it comes an audible middle finger that Andy's going to choose.
we'll see. I don't have any plans. I have no backup plan if this
No.
doesn't go well. So
How many are you going to let it go through?
I'm gonna say 15 polls.
Okay,
today.
all right. No
And
edits.
yep. No edits. A lot of Pope talk.
Sorry, everybody.
Maybe upwards of 20, 25 minutes of Pope talk.
We haven't had any Pope stuff the past couple weeks that I can recall. We'll see what happens.
Today might be the day. Well, Nick, give that lever a pull, and we'll see what we get here.
Stand by. Let's go over to the Bozo Pewter.
Stand by. What are you standing by for? Why would he even say that?
Because he's an entertainer. It doesn't have to make sense.
Doesn't, does it?
Just a pure entertainer.
This is boring. Get it out of here.
All right.
Well, what was the number?
7:15. That's some good Pope stuff, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah, you got to keep that in mind, dude.
yeah.
There may have been a papal assassination that year.
Okay.
Yeah. You look that up.
I am going to look that up.
Okay. 7:15.
I'm seeing a portrait of somebody that could possibly be a pope. I don't know who that guy is. Horrible male pattern baldness, though.
in the upper right? What is that?
I don't know, some kind of crest.
Does it have the keys, the cross keys happening?
Yes, it does.
Okay, well, that should be a pope then.
Is it? Yeah.
I think so.
Gregorius
So probably one of the
Romanus.
one of the Gregories, I'm guessing.
Let's see, what do we got here? I mean, they got to have his picture on here for a reason, right? Here we go. Ain't that Pope stuff? Ain't that Pope stuff? Until we get the actual recording.
Yeah, as soon as I get
that's,
this washing machine.
that's how I
fixed.
provide sound dumps. I just do them. Okay. Here we go. April 9th, 7:15. Pope Constantine I dies at Rome after a 7-year reign. He is succeeded by Gregory II as the 89th Pope of the Catholic Church.
Wow. Okay.
89 popes in 700 years.
And somehow there's like 95 now. I don't get it. Doesn't make
Oh,
sense.
life expectancy, right?
I guess so. I guess they bring him in young, right? Let him. Back then, it was just one. You get a couple months, and then you kick the bucket.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is here's another one that just this is I don't know what to make of this, but I'm going to read it anyway. Sometime in 715, doesn't have an exact date. Tewkesbury Abbey is founded on the site of an ancient hermitage in England by the noble brothers Otto and Doddo.
There's a lot going on.
Oddo Doddo. So,
Wasn't that the name of a Cubs pitcher? Tewksbury?
Bob
No.
Tewksbury was
Yeah.
a pitcher. Was he on the Cubs?
Oh, I
know
don't
he was
know.
a pitcher.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
thinking
bring that
Turk
up.
Wendell.
Oh, he was. Yeah.
Duty and what was it?
Otto and
Otto
Dotto.
and Doddo.
Dotto.
Not Otto, Otto, Oddo. His brother just tacked on a D at the beginning.
Wow.
So even back then, you had parents playing games with the names of their kids. Good to
People always
know.
act like that's a recent phenomenon. It's not.
No.
No.
You had popes in the year 715 and jackass parents playing games with their kids' names.
Otto and Dotto. That sounds like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Give it another pull when you're ready.
Okay.
That's not going to work for us. Number 3375. So I'm saying there's no
so-
Pope stuff there.
Well,
This
there
is the
will
future.
be a pope, I'm sure. It's just
Well.
in the future.
That's a long ways away.
So it'll be 95th pope in that year.
Yeah.
That's what we'll get.
Yeah.
Benedict the 16th will still be alive.
All
probably.
right, Bushwicket.
Yeah, we got a Bushwick.
Man,
there.
you're axing them really
He
quick.
just doesn't like a lot of stuff.
That's- well,
Let's just put it out there.
It's stupid
Sometimes
stuff.
it's better to just have no deliberation.
This list is terrible. What is this shit?
How many are on the list now?
Uh,
4,000? Excess of 4,000?
4,600.
Good Christ.
It's gonna be 5,000 one day.
It could be, Nick. Well, Nick, give it one more pull, please.
Well, I don't want to jump to wild conclusions here, but
It is a possibility. All
I
right.
mean, I'm gonna keep my shirt on here, but
Yeah, I don't know.
okay.
Last.
I'm gonna take my shirt off and pull the lever.
Okay. I'm gonna go with it. It's number 3715.
Okay.
So immediately, yes.
Oh, quick decisions by young Andy Jones.
So here,
tonight.
I'll give you the quick rundown without telling you what the songs are. The first one is a staple of hard rock and metal, and I'm not in the mood for it. And it would be one of those where I don't think we would have much to say other than, yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Valid.
well, you don't have to explain
Well,
yourself.
just for making conversation. Second one, didn't know what it was. Probably shouldn't have
Yeah.
even have counted. Third one, we all know the band. I don't know the song, but the title's intriguing, so I
Okay.
think it's worth doing.
Perfect.
Is there a comment from the person
Oh,
who
yes.
submitted
There
it?
definitely is a comment.
Yeah, that's good.
You were as quick on the draw as Chris with the windows down. Right there.
Well, yes. It essentially is like seeing Andy's car and thinking he's behind the wheel. You just instantly do stuff with your body. Andy's case, he just made the decision. So
That's fair. All right, well, without any further ado, let's turn the microphone over to Chris Jericho.
All right, Hammo. This one's called
Japanese Prisoner of Love,
Off of
Pinewood Smile,
by the band.
The Darkness.
Ow! Oh!
Okay. That's interesting.
yeah,
I do not know the song Japanese Prisoner of Love.
I'm not even sure I've heard of this album.
Me neither.
Me neither. This band I know has a pretty decent following to this day. I've had people, recommend certain things to me over the years. Not a band that I've ever owned an album of, though.
Me neither. I mean, when that first song, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, came
Yeah.
out, it was a bit of a sensation because it was such
Yeah.
a throwback and kind of,
A novelty to an extent.
yeah. And it was like, I don't know if cheesy is the right word, but there was some like intentional
Yeah.
campiness, I'll say.
Yeah, there was 80s metal campiness.
Especially if you saw the video. Like
Yeah.
there's like a flying guitar or spaceship
Yeah,
and stuff.
it's done unapologetically, which is the way if you're gonna do that. And vocally, the guy's got quite a range, from my understanding, from what I've heard, and loves to yodel.
Okay. That's good.
I don't know how often he does, but I've heard him basically yodeling, mixing yodeling into metal, pop metal.
Well, he goes into a falsetto would be the
Yeah.
technical term for it. I'm not sure if it's it's strictly yodeling.
Well, I
I
mean,
think the uninformed call it that.
listen to the chorus of "I Believe in a Thing Called Love."
That's not yodeling. It's a falsetto.
Yodeling is falsetto. It's switching between falsetto and full throat.
Well,
Nick has a point here. I didn't think of it that way, but that one
That's what-
specific part of that chorus,
I'm just saying.
on a technicality, that could be a yodel. I don't know the rules. These guys look like a bunch of pirates, huh? I'm looking at their picture.
yeah, kind of.
Like now or always?
I don't know. The one picture, I'm saying always.
Are they like Rammstein, where they always look different? They have some
Oh.
kind of theme going on.
No,
Now
I don't mean
now
like
it's pirates.
literally pirates, like where they're wearing peg legs and parrots and stuff,
Yeah.
but they just, they look like gypsies. Maybe that's a better
Okay,
thing.
that's
Do we still say that?
no,
Is that
we
allowed?
don't, we
Oh.
don't. But
Okay.
no, I don't know.
I
saying it.
gotta give Nick his props.
Nick, why'd you say that?
Dictionary definition of yodel: practice a form of singing or calling marked by rapid alternation between the normal voice and falsetto.
Damn. That's
All right.
literally the definition.
Means the same thing.
So he yodels.
He's a gypsy-looking motherfucker who yodels.
Yeah.
At least that's what we're going into this with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they've got kind of the sort of the glam look, and not the Sunset Strip glam, but you like more of your
like 70s.
T-Rex, original glam look, which is good. They don't get up there in shorts and looking like slobs. They put some real effort into their appearance, which is you don't see that a lot these days. I mean, it's coming back a little bit. I think the Struts and the Dirty Honeys, those types of bands are, conscious of the fashion. Rival Sons is as well, so that's a good thing. I mean, the era of bands looking like total slobs was just probably the most egregious thing about grunge and new metal and post grunge and all that stuff.
And really, like
musically, it was fine to me.
Some bands in the 60s and 70s just look
Like bums?
like normal dudes up there.
Like
the band or something.
I guess
they
so.
they had some fashion flair
Did they?
to them. Yeah,
Okay.
if you watch especially the last waltz, I mean, they were, I don't know. It seemed like a lot of the 60s bands to me had that sort of mod British look going on. And
But I mean, there were bands that looked like the Grateful Dead, where it was just kind of, this guy looks like this guy looks like this.
Yeah, those guys look like a bunch of ham and eggers.
well, yeah, I mean,
I've
but
ever
that
seen
was,
some.
but that was again that part of that genre. I'm talking like pure rockers, like the Darkness are. Mm-hmm. They're into the presentation, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and really, the early 70s glam rock, there's no, we had Airborne, we had a song a few weeks ago. There's no reason for that style of Australian pub rock to go away with one band as that band fades out. Same thing with the early 70s glam stuff. There's no reason why bands today can't just totally be in that genre. I kind of like that. There are a lot of metal bands that are sonically, visually, everything. They're trying to basically be convincing as like a mid 80s metal band. And I applaud it. I applaud that sort of a thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like, the tirade I went on about guitars, about how nobody wants innovation there. It's like, I'm with Nick. I mean, I call it retro, call it derivative, call it whatever you want, call it yodeling versus falsetto, whatever you want to say. I mean, it was a great look then. It's a great look now. Why try to come up with something new? I mean, what new and innovative things can you possibly do with your look?
That's not going to look stupid,
right?
I mean, because a lot of that, people dress like it's the Met Gala for their videos.
Yeah, it's
like, all right, we get it that you're Johnny Weir out there, but but that doesn't mean it looks good.
No, exactly. That's a great reference. That it's like, I don't want my rockers looking like Johnny Weir.
There are a lot of them who
we
do.
also don't want our rockers looking like Bob Weir of the Grateful Dead.
Somewhere in between, please.
Well, closer to Johnny than Bob, I would say. At least Johnny's got some flair to what he does. But a little too much, though.
All right, so this one came to us from Bobby Root.
I was going to say Bobby Weir.
That would be fun.
Johnny Weir is probably the guy who got Andy kicked off of Twitter for his anti-Scott Hamilton post that he put up.
It came across as anti-Scott Hamilton.
He was probably mad because he had an outfit lined up that looked just like that.
I blew it. His next.
That was going to be his next hairstyle done up to look like a glands.
Only Tara Lipinski knew about it at that point.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We know too much about figure skating commentators. Anyway, go on. What were you going to say?
Came to us from Bobby Root. He says,
Bobby to the root.
yeah, his middle name, yep. He says, the love in this song isn't of the consensual kind.
Oh, boy.
Let's all hope we never end up in a Japanese prison or end up being Japanese in a prison.
What?
I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah.
So, well, it's making me think of a 80s one-hit wonder with the Japanese reference. I don't know if that's
Vapors?
I don't know if that's what,
Turning Japanese?
I don't know if that's what he means, making a face. Right? Isn't that what that song was about?
yeah.
I've
that's
heard this. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't say for sure, but that's the rumor I've heard.
Well, no, it's common knowledge. That's what it is. It's about the face you make when you're masturbating.
Could be the most offensive
It's-
hit song of all time if
Oh,
you think
yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's up there with Chingy. He
Chingy.
he continued the
He did.
the
He was a rapper. I'm gonna say like 2000, 2001, and he had a legitimate hit
legit,
song.
yeah, not censored on the radio or anything, right?
No, and he used the word chinky in reference to the way his eyes looked when he was smoking
Oh,
and
wow.
he rhymed it with smoking and drinking.
I heard somewhere that there was a dust up about that. It's not-
Maybe more recently, but at the time I'm saying no one batted an eye.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Well, maybe there was a little,
There-
but I don't think there was quite.
Nick, why you got to say little eye? Damn. Okay,
What album is this song from?
Pinewood Smile.
I can't win.
So
Over
this
here.
is their fifth album.
I don't like the album cover. Not one bit.
What is it?
It's this gypsy's face
A
with little
gypsy
men on it.
face.
It's kind of like the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Mother's Milk, where they're these
with-
tiny guys on a naked woman, but instead it's a gypsy's face.
Yeah, that's no good. It's,
Yeah.
or another comparison is the News of the World cover.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
They're falling off the robot's hand. But yeah, I don't want to
So-
see a close up of this.
All right, here's the order from best to worst: naked woman, robot, gypsy.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, naked woman would be the Johnny Weir end of that spectrum, and gypsy would be the Bob Weir of that spectrum.
Yeah, I don't care for this now that I'm looking at it.
No, it sucks.
It's not
Stupid.
a good album cover.
Terrible. Stupid. Garbage. I don't like it.
It's
Nice
unsettling.
teeth on the man,
Yeah,
but
Well, which is rare for a British individual.
especially a British gypsy.
unsettling.
Yeah. I don't know what to think of that. I don't know where those teeth came from.
Okay, so this is also the first full album to feature Rufus Tiger Taylor on
Oh, good.
drums, who's the son of Roger Taylor.
Oh, is it really? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
Nuh-uh. Okay.
Well, there you go. There's the News of the World.
Yeah. No, there you go.
Connection.
Yes.
How about that? I had no idea.
Does he sing like his father?
I don't think so.
Does he
well,
write-
I don't know. I don't know one way or the other.
Does he write some unfortunate songs in otherwise great catalog like his father did?
Tank the album with his. Yeah.
Like, hey guys, this one's called Fun It.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Do we have to?
That was on.
You know they had a
that was on
3-man meeting about Fun It. That was on Jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some heated debates this week about Hot Space. I guess it was the anniversary of its release. I'd love to
Fun
get
It.
a Hot Space track. Come on.
I'm
here.
sorry, but it's probably the worst Queen song.
Fun it.
I'd say up to that point. Maybe
it's up there. Yeah, maybe
there's something
later.
after that, but when
And-
they were still on top, that's got to be the worst.
And I do
one.
like Roger Taylor. I'm just
sure.
I'm just making a joke. He's a fantastic drummer,
Well, yeah.
incredible singer.
Yeah,
has
both of
some
those
some really
things.
good songs, of
Yeah,
course. But
everybody.
But who can
everybody
forget?
Slips up occasionally.
It's got quite. I would say his songs are the worst of the four. Not that we need to make.
I would say
that,
overall least successful.
but I just don't like them.
Yeah, I mean, even like Radio Gaga's a good song. It's a great song,
Okay.
according to many. But
Mhm.
I enjoy it probably more than
Right.
most of his songs.
Yeah.
You don't like I'm in love with my car.
I think
Well,
that's not a great song.
I think he wrote Sheer Heart Attack.
Yeah, I was gonna
so
say
he's a
that,
legend
yeah.
just for that.
Right.
Okay, fair. All right. But then he wrote "Fun It."
Yeah,
So
and
he's basically
yeah.
back to square one.
Pretty much ruin it. You ruin everything with something like that. But anyway, back to the darkness.
Yeah. Okay.
You gonna pull up the lyrics, Andy?
Yeah, I've got them in front of me. I'm ready.
All right.
I'm
What's
not
the song
peeking
called
in.
again?
Japanese Prisoner of Love.
wow.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out exactly how he got here and what happens.
There's some other great song titles on here.
All right, let's go through that first, and then we
Got
can get started.
Buccaneers of Hispaniola.
That's
I like
awesome.
Lay Down With Me, Barbara.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
I like that.
Stampede of Love.
That's a good one.
And then the deluxe edition, Rack of Glam. See what they did there?
That's nice.
Seagulls, parentheses, losing my virginity.
On the beach or in a parking lot or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, could be either one.
Yeah, so yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, so
looking forward to this.
there's a wink and a smile from these guys.
Yeah,
I always
these
got
guys
that,
are,
which is
you know,
cool.
These guys are in tune with what made rock cool and fun at the same time.
All right, well, let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Japanese Prisoner of Love.
Right off the bat, sounds like something that would be off the Saint Anger album.
I was going to say System of a Down.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I
but
was-
same thing, right?
I was going to say something more metal than we'd be accustomed to hearing from these guys. It's like a metalloid riff.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that sounds huge.
Yeah, jeez, man.
That's thick with like 5 C's on the end of it.
Yeah, and it really kind of bursts out at you. Really, slugs you right between the eyes. Great snare sound, and although I got to say, I was trying to lock into what the time signature was, and it was
It's-
weird. I couldn't match everything up.
I think it's one of those songs where the opening riff gives you an impression of how the drums are gonna go along to it, and then it kind of flips on you once everything comes in.
Yeah.
Like even something as simple as the opening bass, just a couple notes, but even like Christine 16 could throw you just those couple of notes, and then once the drums come in, it's some.
It locks in. And
Yeah,
you get-
it's like Everybody's Got Something to Hide by the Beatles, the John Lennon song.
I don't know that one, Nick.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know. I just.
It's like there's this intro, and then all of a sudden,
where it's like a part of a beat is added or missing
Yeah,
or something, and
yeah.
then it makes sense once the drums.
once everything
Yeah.
kicks in, it's not what you expect exactly. You can't just tap your toe to it right away.
If anyone is a giant Megadeth nerd, there are a lot of similarities between this and Sleepwalker from United Abominations, I think is the album. Same drum fill leading into it and the same drum beat when it kicks in.
Wow.
And a similar riff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Japanese prisoner of love, leering at me from the bunk above. The seventh circle of hell right here in my cell. Did you forget you are a prisoner as well?
All right. I don't know if you caught the first two lines, but
No, I wasn't
Excellent.
expecting the lyrics to launch in right like that.
Me
See, that's
neither.
another thing. They went from like Megadeth sounding to 70s glam, you know? And it has a very Queen sound to it.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah. The
reminiscent of
delivery
Queen.
of the vocals. Yeah.
It's almost all, dare I say, a Freddie Mercury quality to it, which that's a tall order. But yeah, it just right where you stopped it was they were switching gears, and I was just expecting more of what we heard leading into it, and then it just became 70s glam from
yeah.
90s Megadeth or whatever year that album came out that you mentioned.
Early 2000s, I think. But yeah. Here are the lyrics. Japanese prisoner of love, leering at me from the bunk above. I like that. The seventh circle of hell, right here in my cell. Did you forget you are a prisoner as well?
Okay.
Apparently not. So what are we? It sounds like we're dealing with the Asian version of Bubba.
Yeah, I got
the
Bonsai Bubba.
yeah. A bonsai mood will be just the beginning of what's in store for Mr. Hawkins here. But the decidedly American phenomenon of Bubba, the person who's waiting for everyone in prison
The boogeyman of prison.
to anally rape you essentially within 20 minutes of you being escorted to your cell. So interesting subject matter for a song, though, I would say.
What did you say? This is their fifth album? Seventh album?
Fifth album, I believe.
I feel like once you get after 3, you got to start coming up with some new ideas. So,
Oh, I'm in favor. I'm
Yeah.
not criticizing it, believe me.
yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Sensual deprivations, human rights violations. Enough is enough when shift comes to shove. Japanese prisoner of love. I used
Did you get that?
Um,
Sensual
yeah,
deprivations,
The second line I got.
human rights violations. Good.
It's a good lyric.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
So he's in a Japanese prison.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what he did.
Well, I guess
Because you don't want to go to another country and goof up.
No, we've all,
Goof
we've
off.
all we there was that thing 20, 30 years ago, the kid who got caned
Yes.
for
Yeah.
Singapore.
fucking vandalizing a surveillance
A
camera
car,
or
I thought it
something, or
was.
Was it a car?
I thought it was a car.
vandalize something, and
Yeah.
it's like what a goddamn moron to conduct yourself that way in a foreign country.
Didn't he spray paint something? Is that what it was?
I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, some sort of
What
vandalism.
do you think he wrote on there that was so important?
It certainly wasn't important enough to get fucking whipped in the public square, which
Yeah,
is
didn't
what
they-
happened to him.
Didn't they? I mean, there was
They went through with it,
and there
yeah.
was debate, right? There was like diplomacy at
There was
work.
huge, and
Yeah.
I think they agreed to go down, and I don't quote me on the numbers, but I think they agreed to go down from 6 lashes to 4, something like that.
with a bamboo cane,
Yeah.
right?
But they went through with it. He got his fucking ass caned, and he deserved it. But now we're seeing that WNBA player is incarcerated in Russia because she had cannabis oil in a vaping thing or something like that,
Wow.
and she's been detained for months now. And
Where is
there's
she at?
Russia.
Singapore? Oh, Russia.
Yeah.
So she's there's some diplomacy happening there, but this kind of thing happens all the time, and thinking you can just conduct yourself any way you please in a foreign country is
Yeah.
ridiculous. I
Good-
mean, how stupid are you?
It's like going to Canada and ordering pizza in an obnoxious way on the phone.
Could get you in some trouble.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we used to go over to Canada all the time, and we would think anything of it when we were 19, 20, 21 years old because you could drink over there.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a couple incidents where you were reminded that you were in a foreign country and you needed to adjust your behavior a little bit. And,
Yeah.
it's doesn't matter where you're going. You have to be pretty straight-laced when you're going into another country because, again, to be incarcerated in any foreign country, there's no guarantee what's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even get legal representation?
I mean,
Bad news,
Wasn't Paul
man.
McCartney in Japan when he got busted?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? What did he do?
He had
Drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Yeah.
We're from the States. We don't eat any of that shit.
See,
Yeah. Well,
who knows what could have happened to him for
Uh.
saying that to somebody?
So because you brought it up, I looked up this guy who got caned. Chris, it was 6 strokes with the cane reduced to 4.
I got it
Wow,
right.
look
Yep,
at
yep.
that.
For theft of road signs and vandalizing 18 cars over a 10-day
Oh,
period. He
well,
was on
What
a
an
tear.
idiot.
Yeah, I mean,
They should have increased it.
Should have gone up to 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
Or
yeah.
18, one per car.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine.
Prick.
Don't they
Deserved
pants
it.
you publicly, right? And then cane you?
Yeah.
Is there video of this? Not that I want to watch it now, but yeah.
Well,
Mm.
I can't be good.
No. And he deserved whatever he
18
got.
cars.
Idiot.
My goodness.
Stupid asshole.
Probably-
Should
probably listens.
Should have.
It's probably a regular. Yeah, you know what gave it away was the last thing Chris said.
He was one. He was one of these guys who
terrible.
used to talk to Nick, but he doesn't anymore. And he's definitely not going to start again now. But yeah, you know,
Oh, man.
he should have taken 18 lashes from Bonsai Bubba over there. Right between his cheeks, if you get what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Was there a song we were listening
Yeah, I
to?
know, right?
I used to sleep in a comfortable bed with luxurious sheets. I used to sit on the toilet and see.
Something about a toilet?
With Thin Lizzy guitar interludes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He said, I used to scream and I'd shout before bed with luxurious sheets. I used to sit on the toilet with a seat.
Oh.
Okay.
I guess the jail toilet has no seat. Right?
No, they do not. Ask me how I know.
More on that later.
Yeah.
The other jailbird's on a wing, cry and I sing. Japanese prisoner of sentenced and sent to the big house. Jumpsuit and shaven and deloused. Solitarily confined, taken by force from behind by a stubby white supremacist named Klaus.
Oh boy.
Getting specific
Going
there.
on
Did.
here.
Why that guy's in Japan, I don't know.
Okay.
We're gonna find out.
Sentenced and sent to the big house. Jumpsuited, shaven, and deloused. Slowly turning, confined, taken by force from behind by a surly white supremacist named Klaus.
I believe we're recording this on the 74th birthday of Klaus Meine.
Really?
I think I saw that earlier.
And it said
was
taken
e-
by force in the line before.
Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice that.
That's intentional, I would say.
Yeah.
What a wonderful tribute.
Yeah.
Not only is he raping him, but he's also
Yeah, he's
a
having
racist
he's
bastard.
having a big city night in jail right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it's he's Hawkins is on the verge of a blackout from
Yeah.
the anal intrusion that he's speaking of. So, do we know any is this actually what happened to him, or is he just one of these prison rape fantasies that people lay out there all the time?
Yeah, it's like the British version of 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't know. I mean, if this actually happened to him, I don't know if he'd be in a hurry to sing about it. Like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Such
I don't know that
graphic
this would
detail.
come this sort of comedy, this comedic delivery about it. I don't know that this would come from a place of experience.
This probably came from the drummer who got replaced, and they're making fun of him.
That would be savage.
That would be.
You know, it made me because we're talking about glam, 70s glam, and all that, and the guy's crazy voice. And he was on the Def Leppard "Yeah" album. He made an appearance
He did.
on the song "Hellraiser," which
okay.
originally by Sweet.
Yeah.
And yeah, very.
I did not realize
They made
that.
interesting use of him on that.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
have to check that
worth a
out.
listen. Great version.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that album.
I used to think that my life was so sweet, but it's sour. Oh, I used to be alone in the shower.
Okay, what did he say about the shower?
Said, I used to think of my life as so sweet, but it's sour. Oh, I used to be alone in the shower.
Okay,
Yeah. Now he's got other.
Okay,
painting
another,
more
another-
unpleasant pictures
Yeah,
for everyone.
another more prison cliches checked off.
Mm-hmm.
The jailbirds on A-wing cry when I sing. Japanese prisoner.
Big ending, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
we didn't even starting with the guitar solo. We didn't stop the song until it was over. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, I have a habit of stopping the song right before it finishes sometimes, and I thought, okay, we'll ride this one out. It kept going.
yeah, and just yeah, pretty relentless in terms of yeah, the energy and the power of it. That was pretty impressive. Guitar solo is pretty cool. A lot of Brian May-isms.
Yes.
I think Hawkins plays a lot of the leads, if not all the leads. So it's going back to that dynamic we were talking about with the 4-piece band with 2 guitarists, and the front man is also the lead guitar player. I do think they share lead guitar duties, but I know Justin Hawkins plays a lot of those leads himself, so it was pretty good. Had a lot of the straight up rock and roll, lead playing with Brian May-isms interspersed into it, and then they just went off for the rest of the song.
Yeah.
So
A lot of a lot of apparent homages, I would say, sonically. Definitely some Queen-isms. Thin Lizzy thrown in there.
Lizzie bits, yeah, pretty much all the requisite influences you would think, Sweet.
Yeah, some really cool. It does harken back to like a band like from that era, like Sweet or something like that, where you would have, excuse me, you'd have sort of the dynamics, like they had the slower bit about the prisoner's crying when he sings or whatever, which like musically, melodically, very nice. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, and then the band has a pun intended dark sense of humor lyrically.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean, the whole subject matter of the lyrics. It's like, you know, I'm a big fan of like oddball subject matter, stream of consciousness lyrics, and it's just like, you know, how many other songs out there about a prison scenario with a Japanese person involved. I mean, just totally out of left field.
yeah.
You know, one thing I wasn't clear about is that it was Japanese prisoner of love, but then he said he's getting raped by this white supremacist named Klaus.
Mm-hmm.
So are there multiples happening here?
Yeah, there's several, unless he's, you know, in solitary confinement or,
So
you know, away from the general population. He's going to encounter multiple rapists in prison, probably.
yeah, because the word love obviously does not apply here.
No.
And not even in the Gene Simmons definition. It goes even further than that.
Yeah, it's worse than that.
It's a more perverted version than even Gene usually throws out, but
Just saying a lot.
yeah. But it almost makes me wonder if that had something to do with him being in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not mentioned in the song.
His perversions?
Some sort of relationship.
Oh.
Some
Well,
sort of romantic encounter might have led to it.
could happen.
I don't know. I was thinking about the use of the word love.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be nothing more than just complete irony or
Well,
whatever
I mean, the phrase
right word would be.
prisoner of love we've heard before.
Yeah.
But-
yeah, that's true. I guess I'm
In this context,
looking
it's not
too far
meaning the
into
same
it.
thing, but yeah.
yeah.
Right. Well, I guess I should vote, right? Because I
Yeah.
pulled it off the list here from
Sure, why not?
Bobby. So I'm going to give it a sweet surrender.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
I thought it was fun, enjoyable music, excellent band, maybe a little on the silly side,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little too far on the silly side, but still worthy of a sweet surrender. You guys?
I'll go next.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a sweet surrender as well.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
The only thing about it that I just can't fully get on board with, and I don't think you're supposed to, is just the subject matter. Just rather unsettling, disturbing subject matter.
Yeah.
Weird that it's in such a joking manner, but I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, musically and I mean, you can't really. It's over the top on purpose vocally, but I mean, the guy's really good, and there was some really good stuff going on, and nice arrangement, really heavy, just sounded huge at certain points.
Yeah. Let's see who produced
The
this
intensity
album.
just kind of kept mounting after a while, and it made me think of when these guys came out. I want to say it was around the same time as Andrew WK's first album.
I would say so.
I think so, and I remember knowing a few people and who were familiar with both, and it was almost a thing where you kind of picked one over the other. Are you a Darkness guy or an Andrew WK guy?
Tiffany or Debbie Gibson.
Something like that. And I was an Andrew WK guy.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
you
that
were.
that album, his first two albums, fantastic. And similar in the very much over the top in a sort of a different way, but very much over the top, and lyrically very kind of tongue in cheek and not really concerned with. I don't know. I'll use the word unapologetic again. It was like I'm putting this out there. I'm hitting everybody over the head with a hammer with it. I don't care. That's the attitude that these bands had,
Yes.
and I think it's great.
Uh-huh.
And it just I don't know, it just made me think of that. That I whenever I think of the Darkness, I think of like they kind of came out around a similar time and had a similar spirit as the Andrew WK thing that was the thing that was going on back then.
Yeah. So Andrew WK was 2 years earlier.
Okay,
First album.
because he was like 01 or 02.
01,
Yeah.
and then in 03 his second album came out, and then their first album came
Okay.
out, The Darkness, in 03. So
Yeah, some similar sort of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Not physically, because totally different look.
Mhm.
Well, not totally, but
different enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so yeah. Aside from the unpleasant pictures being painted, yeah, cool song though.
All right, Chris.
Sweet Surrender for sure.
It's sweet surrender. Hell yes.
Yeah, great production, great performances. All the twists and turns musically were great, and even the weird subject matter and just out of left field nature of the lyrics, I was fine with it. Yeah, I was good with it. I thought the whole thing was great, and yeah, no issues for me.
All right, well, look where we found ourselves.
All right, Hammond! I got a question for you.
Paul Stanley needs to know if Japanese Prisoner of Love is a rock and roll boner classic.
He needs to know.
He needs to know. Is this what we should be doing? He said.
should we get ready to run the Shikara flag up the flagpole? Isn't that what they call that?
Yes.
The Kiss Shikara, the power symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Should he run it up the flagpole?
Debating. Are your votes in? It has to be unanimous. Not one.
I
not
think
two.
my vote's in.
Nick?
Yeah, mine's in.
My vote's in.
You want to pick the order?
Yeah, we'll go Nick, Andy, Chris.
Okay.
Can't do it.
Ah!
Sorry. As great musically as it was, I can't push it over the edge.
That's fair, Nick.
I don't know what you guys were gonna do, but
We were both going to make it a rock and roll boner.
Yeah,
We were texting about it.
You'll have to deal with one Kevin Jepson about your vote because he's a big Darkness fan.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Actually,
I guess that would make sense.
I actually texted him as we were starting the analysis, and he's pretty stoked about
Oh, good.
hearing it. So yeah,
That's awesome.
oh boy.
Cool.
Well, he came on to the Facebook thread this week like a ton of bricks. So
took some shots at me, but that's fine. I can deal with
it'll
it.
be my turn this week.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, if you disagree with us, we're sorry.
That's just the fucking way it is.
That it is.
I don't know. It seems like songs with "prisoner" in the title don't get rock and roll boner status from one of us.
You know, now that you mention it, that is true. I don't know what it is, but let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with everybody's favorite part of the show.
Yards of questions.
Motherfucker, I give them.
Swing away.
Yes, Chief.
Oh, yeah. Here we are. Time for a Yardo questions. A lot of good ones to choose from. But I think I like this yard for today. This week's Yardo Questions comes to us from Throbbin Hood. Didn't we get a Throbbin Hood recently?
Sounds familiar.
Hi.
Sounds like
Throbbin.
Josh Todd's name from the song last week.
Question 1, why didn't you like my song?
The songs from the last 2 weeks have had kind of similarities.
Yeah,
Where
that's true.
musically, enjoyed both. Melodically, enjoyed it. Good vocal performances. Good musical performances. Lyrically, a little bonkers.
Yeah.
In both cases.
That's fair. All right, so Throbbin Hood says, question 1. Top 3 overrated rock bands.
Ooh, overrated. Oh, man.
Top 3. I've got 2. Gotta figure out the third.
What do you got, Nick? Got any yet?
I've got one that would
One.
maybe get me ejected from the premises.
I think you should say it. You do your 1, I'll add my 2, and we'll come up with 3.
All right, and then, see, all right, I'll explain it afterwards, but I'll wait till Chris is done drinking his drink. We don't need a spit take into the blue microphone.
I think I know what you're going to say, but go ahead.
I'm going to say Zeppelin.
Oh.
Y'all trying to kill me!
Now, not to say that I don't really like some Zeppelin songs, and I do like how diverse and experimental they would get musically.
Yeah.
But just them being like the all-time favorite of everybody, it never really connected with me on that level to that degree. So I would say it's a little. They're a powerhouse band, all great, but something about it. Only a handful of songs really get me going where I really am loving it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, just as far as connecting to me, it's not. They've never been like my big band that I've gone to.
No, I can understand that. Plus, you're a little bit younger, so they're a little probably more classic rock, old school oldies type thing. Not in the oldies sense of like Frankie Valli or any of that stuff, but I think they were a little before your time, so I get it.
They broke up the year I was born, so.
And the thing about Zeppelin is it's so easy to get overexposed to just, if you get sucked into listening on the radio, you're going to hear the same 5 songs over and over and over again. Just in general, any band that you delve deeply into, I've had to take a break from them because it's just, you get overexposed to it. So then you come back to it and you can appreciate it.
And of course, I would consider them overrated in part, obviously, because they're at the tippy top of so many people's lists. It's easy to be overrated. It's kind of like
if you're one and you don't think they're one,
yeah,
then they're overrated.
Yeah, basically.
So my 2 would be, in the similar vein, Pink Floyd.
And I can't do it!
I don't understand how they got so popular with that subject matter and that style of music. It's just, I don't get it.
Well, I'm on board with that. I've never cared for Pink Floyd personally.
I don't understand how. I mean, I get that they would be appreciated, but it should have been a fringe band. I don't understand how they got so massively popular with the subject matter of their music and the nature of their music. It's drug music, and it's sleep-inducing.
It's
music.
lethargic.
Yes,
There's a
exactly.
lethargic vibe to most Pink Floyd songs.
I don't understand how they got so popular.
And I don't even care for the Syd Barrett stuff, which people say go back and listen to it. It's brilliant. I hear the praise for it and for him personally, but when I listen to the music just for what it is, never got that from it.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard much of it, but it's just, psychedelic music from the period, which, again, they were a fringe band with that stuff, and I don't know how they emerged from that status afterward, because it's certainly more cohesive, but I don't know how it could have latched on and been so popular. It just doesn't make any sense.
I would guess, having not been there, but kind of having observed people who are fans and were there, I'm guessing it's because, like you said, it's a drug band, and people throw on the record and then get their substance of choice, and that's just something about that caught on.
Yeah,
they became that band that people would do that with. I don't know. You're telling me that. Yeah, but I agree with you on that one. Never cared for them.
Yeah, right. And then the other one would be Foo Fighters, which, look, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The only difference between Foo Fighters and Creed is Foo Fighters have slightly better lyrics, and they have two guys in the band who used to be in Nirvana. Other than that, it's the same post-grunge kind of meathead rock, and for the reasons I stated, well, mainly the second one, they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they're like the flag carriers of rock and roll to the general public. It's just way beyond what kind of band they actually are.
Yeah, I would say that I have a few of their like late 90s era albums, and I think they had some really good albums and some really great songs. There's not been anything in the last 20 years or so that's excited me about them.
Right.
And I would say, given their status, kind of like what I said about Zeppelin, given their just overwhelming, omnipresent status, yeah, you can't really argue that there's an element of them being overrated due to that.
Yeah.
Even though there are more than a handful of songs that I think are really good that they put out. But
I would say I've also said this before, and I'll say it again, that Everlong is one of the top 5 rock songs of all time. It's perfection. I actually learned this within the past week or so. I stumbled upon a story on it on Facebook, but that was written about Louise Post of Veruca Salt. And she used to hang around the Guitar Center when I worked there, and we were always trying to get one of the other guitar salesmen to ask her out, because he was totally crushing on her, and we're like, go ahead, man, ask her out.
Did he ever attempt
He never
it?
did.
No,
he never summoned up the cojones to do that. But yeah, I guess she dated Grohl, and he wrote that song about her, but it's perfect. And then All My Life is a great song, which the band itself, guys in the band, Andy's favorite, Chris Shiflett, identifies that as his favorite song in the set.
Oh, Andy's not a fan of the...
No, I like him.
He likes the gimme.
He's a gimme guy.
Fucking band he's got going on the side.
When I saw them, his brother was filling his role. I saw them once.
Mm-hmm.
There's a song on that album. All My Life is not one that I think is it's not one of my favorites, but one of my favorites is actually, I would say, probably a deep cut off that same album, which is, the song's called Disenchanted Lullaby, which I think is an awesome song. But I can't think of the name of the album. I don't remember. It's the one with the heart drawn on it. One by One or something. Yeah, and the album before that, I think, was There's Nothing Left to Lose.
Right.
Which I think is a incredible, just about every song is really, really good. Kind of just, it's not the heavy screamer kind of stuff that they're maybe more well known for, but just really great, like, pop rock record.
Yeah.
So there's some great stuff, but
Right.
I would agree, overrated could apply here.
And look, all these bands that we talked about, all three of them, we're not. This isn't ELO territory where it's complete dog shit. Okay, we're acknowledging a high level of quality on all three. I mean, I would never not say that about Pink Floyd. I think the quality of the playing is there, the production is there, but I just don't get how they're elevated to this echelon. And same with Foo Fighters. They're just another post-grunge band that happens to have Dave Grohl in it.
Okay. Question 2. Thoughts on the leaked Van Halen quote-unquote reunion rumors with Pink, Jason Newsted,
well, I hate Jason
etc.
Newsted now. No, he's getting a lot of flack. It's like, who cares,
Flack?
man?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Like, Satriani was giving him grief.
For what?
For leaking it?
For having mentioned it. It's like, who cares?
Well, what's the story?
I guess.
What happened?
I guess there's talk.
Mm-hmm.
There's been talk behind the scenes with the surviving members of Van Halen about possibly doing a tour where it's they'll have some guest musicians filling in for Eddie, and
I think it would be great. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. You know, all this drama that you're bringing to light, which I wasn't aware of, but it's like all this leaks and stuff. It's like, just, talk about it and get people excited, then go out and do it. I think it would be great. And Pink would be great. I'm in favor of all of it. I think it would be fucking awesome.
It's just weird how Newsted mentioned it. All of a sudden, he's a villain.
Yeah,
and then he's blaming the person who interviewed him, and it's
been a lot of that.
It's out of hand.
It's like the people who like Chad Smith and Matt Cameron who commented on Taylor Hawkins' death, and then people just going after them, and it's like, and then they're turning on the interviewer, and it's just like all this drama. It's
supposed to be a secret or something off the
No,
record.
Well, it's because the whoever the official publicist is for the Foo Fighters is just adamantly denying it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just it's just too much drama, and like the way people turn on people like that. It's like, you're talking about a celebration of Van Halen's music. Why the hostility? Who cares?
I guess, I don't know. It probably put more pressure on
secrecy, leaking. It's not the fucking Watergate. It's a fucking tribute tour to Eddie Van Halen.
What was the question?
Make it happen.
What were your thoughts?
What are our thoughts?
Oh, okay.
I think it would be great. I would love to see that.
I mean, why not? Really?
It's a tribute to Eddie Van Halen, which he deserves. A god of rock and roll, and if you could get these guys together and a bunch of musicians to rock it out like that, would be fucking great.
Now, was David Lee Roth? Has he been mentioned as possibly? Because is he officially retired at this point?
Yeah.
I mean,
anybody could be coaxed out of retirement for the right price or the right opportunity. I think he was discussed as possibly being a part of it.
I mean, because it could be Sammy. Who knows? It'd be hard, I would think, to do a tour, though, wouldn't it? With all those people going from city to city.
You'd have to whittle down the people who are involved. It wouldn't be just like you couldn't take 30 people on the road, but
Yeah.
whittle it down to 6 or 7 people coming on and off stage, you could do it.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. Chad Smith, Jason Newsted, and Satriani.
So it wouldn't be, or
talked
wouldn't
about.
it, so like Alex Van Halen would be there, but he might jump off and have someone else. Michael Anthony.
I think
or
it's all up
Wolfgang
in
or
the
someone.
air at
Okay,
this point.
and then they might have Jason Newsted come out. So it wasn't just revolving eddies with like Sammy,
No, I don't. I mean,
Alex, and Wolfgang and/or Michael Anthony.
but it's one of those things where I think that might be why there's a lot of tension about it being leaked, because it hadn't been figured out. It was maybe just they were talking, maybe they were rehearsing, goofing around with it, seeing what they wanted to do. I know there was a thing, and I don't even know, I didn't read the article, but Gus G had said something about it. So who knows?
Didn't he say he's not the right guy?
He's not the
for
right
it?
guy,
Yeah.
but he would like to do it or something like that. So who knows if he'd been contacted? Are they reaching out to a lot of people? I don't know, but the concept is cool, and why not?
I just wish there was just less hostility in general surrounding Van Halen. It's time to celebrate the music. Eddie's gone. Let's put the hostility aside and just, do what everybody says. Give the fans what they want. A celebration of the music.
Get
with
John
the people
Mayer
who
in
made
there.
it.
Why not?
I mean, doesn't he rip his shirt off and do Panama at his shows
Something like
sometimes?
that,
Why not have special guests? Have all these people do tributes.
Yeah, and
why not?
maybe city specific as to where they're going. I mean, there's ways they could do it.
Yeah, they contacted me about it, but I don't know. I had some stuff going on.
For,
So
you,
I
they
had
want
to turn it down.
They want you to play keyboard on Dreams.
Okay, question 3. What is your favorite gangster rap album? And while you think about that, always great shows. When are you going to feature a song with a woman on lead vocal?
Well, listen
did.
back to the Hailstorm episode.
Yeah, we did once. I mean, I guess there's just not a ton on the list. There is I do know of a couple of songs that I would love to have come up that have female vocalists, but just hasn't happened.
Yeah, I think the Hailstorm one was the only one we've done, right?
I think so. Not even February or September.
True.
Not sure I see it happening in September. But
No,
it could
no.
happen in February.
Yeah.
What was the question again? I'm
Favorite
sorry.
gangster rap album?
Well,
Yeah, I think we're all gonna have the same answer.
but if you're suggesting what I think you're gonna suggest, I don't know if that qualifies. What were you gonna say?
Well, the obvious one that we talk about, I don't know, is it gangster rap? The Ghetto
Yeah,
Boys?
That's
Oh, hell
not
yeah.
gangster.
That's not
rap.
gangster.
Why
I
not?
I wouldn't qualify that as
No?
gangster rap.
What has to be there for it to be gangster rap?
It just I don't
I'm
know.
thinking- I think it's just a criminal sort of
There's a lot of
perspective.
that.
Yeah, like a reckless criminal. Right? Isn't that basically all you need for gangster rap?
I guess so. I don't know. For some reason, I don't classify that as gangster rap.
Well, I've got one if you need a.
I mean, I have another one.
Okay.
But you can go.
My favorite, and it's sort of a parody album. I'm going with the soundtrack for Fear of a Black Hat, which I had to find on eBay years ago before YouTube and any sort of file sharing where I would have maybe come across it to listen to. I did dish out some cash for that one used on eBay.
It's probably pretty limited, right?
Yeah, I think it was, and that was a movie that Andy and I used to enjoy quite a bit. Some really funny stuff in there.
And who was the artist?
It's a soundtrack, and the one actor who plays the Eazy-E type character, I always forget his name, the actor, but it's Lamar from The Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, okay, yeah. Right.
And he's great in it. And then a couple other guys that you've probably seen. I just can't think of the actors' names.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Spinal Tap thing
It's-
where they do it.
That's the premise, right?
Yeah.
It's just basically
a
rap Spinal Tap.
Yeah, like
which is like CB4, which came out around the same time. but-
Yeah, and was more that was a major release.
Yeah.
CB4.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fear of a Black Hat soundtrack.
See, the thing about gangster rap that I to me, it's talking more about like involvement in like, street gangs and organized crime and drug dealing and stuff, and I don't really hear a lot of that in Ghetto Boys music. There's a lot of that bravado, but they also just talk about like these, you know, fantasy murder sequences like Mind of a Lunatic and others, like mental illness with mind playing tricks on me, and it's like they get into deeper subjects, if you can believe that.
And I guess there's a bit of an individual mindset. It seems like it's not necessarily I'm in a gang.
Yeah, I never got the
I'm
impression.
with these other guys.
Yeah, I never got the impression that they were actually in gangs.
Or even
But
the
maybe
guys
they
in the
were.
group were like in on it together. It's kind of, they would take individual verses, right?
That's why I don't really classify them as gangster rap, but I'm not an expert on the subject. But the number one for me is Ice-T, Power, because that's another one of those albums that came across the desk at the entertainment desk at the student newspaper when I was the editor of that section. And I've talked about this before. You know, on a daily basis, we get boxes of albums in the mail from record labels looking to promote it. You know, write reviews in the school newspaper, send in the clips, all that kind of stuff. And one day the Power album came out. It's just like the, you know, again, it's like Ice-T, this woman in the skimpiest bikini I've ever seen, and then this other guy standing there with an assault rifle, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? What? I've never seen an image. It wasn't Run DMC, put it that way. It wasn't a bunch of guys in tracksuits looking like they were just out to have a good time. And it's like these guys look like gangsters, genuine criminals. And it's like, wow, this is different. And then you put on the album and you hear them talking, you know, telling stories about the gang life and the drug dealing and all that stuff. And it was like, that was another one of those albums that came through and I'd never heard of it before, and I was like, okay, this is something different. This is something revolutionary, and it turned out it was.
All right. Well, thank you, Throbbing Hood, for your Yardo questions. If you want to submit a Yardo questions, go to potofthunder.com. Click that little widget and make it happen. Add some songs to the listener submission list. And we will be back next week. Is it going to be, June already. Wow.
Woo. Wow.
How about that?
Halfway through the year, almost. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just pulled up the Power album cover. The woman in the swimsuit is holding the assault rifle. And it's like, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
now.
And Ice-T looks like he's wearing scrubs or something.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Why is he wearing scrubs?
you pull out this album cover and you see that, and you're just like, what the fuck is this? And
Yeah.
you just have to investigate further.
Oh, guys.
And it's just like,
The guy's a master provocateur.
yeah, you know, this album, the song titles, I'm Your Pusher, High Rollers, all that stuff, you know, it's like, you know, to me, that's the definition of it, and NWA went with it in that direction too, but anyway, I've said my piece.
Alrighty. We will be back next week with another episode of Pod of Thunder.